Okay, yes. Hello, welcome from my side. I'm Thomas, CEO and co-founder of Evan. We are the initiators of the Evan Network and one of the founding members of COBILITY. Why we joined the COBILITY initiative, I think this will be a bit more clear at the end of the presentation. Yes, we are located in Dresden. So today I came from Dresden, not so far away from here. I think Dubai and Singapore is much far away than Dresden, but yes, not directly from Hamburg. Evan, what is Evan Network? I will explain you in a short presentation what Evan Network is. I think we have much time at the end of this meetup in the panel discussion to ask questions. So I will give you a short overview. Okay. Evan Network is located in the space of IoT technology, industry of things, and this is a big number today. Nearly every industry has relevant cases for yes, the machine economy, industry of things, and the logistic sector too. Our statement is that if you want to, if you want to build an economy of things to get real business value out of the machine economy, then you have to connect all the devices and let them interact in a very secure, transparent, and reliable way. And oh, this is not good. What's that? Okay, it's okay. And just like Facebook in our private lives, where we share information with friends, networks will emerge where machines can interact with humans, other machines, and organization to let the decentralized cooperation becomes real. In opposite to our private lives, in the B2B scenario where machines interact with other machines and companies, the challenge here is to keep the sovereignty over your data. Do we switch the presenter? No? Okay, cool. And Evan Network does exactly that. Evan Network is the social network of things. It's not really social in kinds of, yes, share photos with other machines, but social in kinds of, or networked in kinds of, let machines interact with each other, share information with each other, share information with, yes, other humans who operate these machines. And this is exactly the case, what we do with the Evan Network. The core concept behind the network is to provide digital identities, unique digital identities for every asset. And with these digital identities, assets can interact with other assets, with organizations, with humans in a very secure way to build, yes, decentralized, secure, and reliable business models. How do we do that? The core of the Evan Network is yes, an blockchain platform operated in an authority mode. We have an public network. Everybody can use the network, but only authority nodes, industries, companies can join the network as authority node operators. So the network is secured and is able to run, yes, design the transactions in a very fast, very efficient way. This network is the home of the digital identities for machines, for humans, for organizations. And all the logic which is relevant to interact between the machines, the organizations, is built on top of, yes, the Ethereum-based network. We have logic to verify identities, to keep put identity verifications on an identity. So you can say this machine belongs to a company and this machine interacts on behalf of a specific company. You can also make so-called on behalf of logic. So a machine can say I get in contact with another machine, with a human, and I do this in the name of another company. This is very important. Verification mechanisms are implemented in the Evan network. We can do explicit verification, so an trustee, a third party, can verify a company, or a machine owner, a company, can verify that this machine belongs to a specific company. So the machine has an identity, and this identity is verified by a third party. Yeah, in its core, there is also a blockchain integrated. It's an Ethereum-based blockchain. We use the Ethereum standard, not the Ethereum public chain. It's an authority chain, but the Ethereum standard technology. And this technology is, or on top of this technology, we build a data layer and data privacy layer, which makes it possible to store all the data in a very secure way with role-based permissions. So every part of data is encrypted, and you can provide access to data within the smart contracts on a role-based way. You can invite different roles and give them all different access to the data which is stored in a contract. Another important layer, because there are not only machines, there interact humans with machines. In the logistics part, they have to pick up a machine, transport the machine to another location or whatever. And to let also humans interact with the system, we have an application layer implemented who makes it very easy for the user to use the network services, and makes it also very easy for a programmer to develop specific industry-specific applications on top of the network. And the whole interaction layer, the apps itself, run on the network. So we have real decentralized applications. You do not need an infrastructure of web services, web servers to build a complete infrastructure. So we can equip a specific machine, for instance, with a digital twin, an identity, and all the logic around the identity to interact with this specific machine. And now COBILITY comes into place. The network itself is only a framework, a solution where you can build individual business applications, business networks. And in different industry, I will explain an example which is not from the logistics sector in my presentation, but also in the logistics, we have different use cases where decentralized cooperation makes sense. And COBILITY is exactly the idea behind COBILITY is exactly such a network to bring different companies from the logistics sector together to define their use cases, to build use cases in a technical manner on top of the Evan network, and then let them interact with each other in a very decentralized way based on a neutral network which belongs to none of them directly. So this is not only done by Evan technology. It's really important to be open today to integrate other technologies, data streaming, permission technology, whatever you need to build real valuable IoT use cases. That's why the Evan network is completely open. The software modules, all the developed software from us is open source. You can verify the software, and we are also able to integrate other technologies to provide, for instance, data streaming solutions, or whatever you need. To make this more concrete, I explain one of our business networks, which is not from the logistics sector, but I think it's interesting to understand what's possible to do with such solutions. This customer example is a group of companies from the machine rental sector. They rent construction machines to construction companies. Problem there today is that if a construction company wants to rent a machine, they have to ask a specific rental company or go to a marketplace, which today is more a yellow page where you can find which company rents machines. Then you have to go to the rental company, close a contract. The rental company itself then maybe have the machine not available at the time, then the rental company has to ask another rental company to find an available machine to satisfy the customer need, and also a machine operator for complicated machines or complex machines. Then you need an additional operator. You have to find an operator, contract the operator, and so on. And all this, click what? And all this requires a lot of tasks, a lot of specific business relations. You have to contract a logistics company who picks up the machine, brings the machine to the customer, and so on and so on. And this is not only one communication, this is a lot of communication. And all this is done today in a very, very manual manner. And the important note is that today, these companies already work together in a partner ecosystem. They work together, they share their machines, and so on and so on. And yes, we analyzed, together with some of these companies, we analyzed their work and find out that nearly 70% of their administration work is used for, yes, the coordination, the mail and phone calls to other companies and so on. This is a lot of money. And now you can ask, why does blockchain make sense in that case? The first challenge is, if you want to integrate the companies in a more digital way to reduce the manual effort, you have to, yes, you have to standardize the interface and the data exchange between the companies. Today, this is often done by using central systems, marketplaces who define a specific standard. As I already mentioned, in the rental sector, there are marketplaces in place, but this is more, they have more a yellow page character, because the rental companies do not want to integrate their processes using a central systems, because the central system then have all the data they can analyze and provide own services, and they fear for yes, providing all their availability, their contracts, their logistics contracts, and so on to a central system. That's why they need a solution where they can share the data directly and yes, have and use an standardized way to interchange or to exchange the data. And exactly this is the idea we built based on evan.network with them. We provided a solution to equip all their machines with digital twins. They have a standardized description of the machine, of the status information of the machine. I will show you this later. And then this digital twin contains also, does this work? Contains the documentation of all the machine data, maintenance task, rental task, and so on. And also on the other side, this digital twin enables the machine to directly provide information about status. For instance, is this machine available? You can ask which partner has a machine available and so on. And also task to rent the machine and integrate a logistics partner who can directly use the digital twin in the rental contract to interact with that machine. He can go to the machine, pick up the machine, make photos to document the status of the machine. Is it damaged? And this information then can be used, for instance, to make dynamic insurance policies and so on. Okay, to show you this process a bit more in detail, I explained already the whole thing, but this slide is also very nice and animated. That's why I show you this too. The digital identity, the digital twin, have all the data about the machine, about the status across the process. You can give permissions to third parties, to partners, logistics partners. We realized the logistics case at the moment, insurance not until now, but this is one of the next things. And in the next step, when many partners equip their machines with digital twins, then we have the possibility to build a decentralized marketplace where a machine can answer a request for a rental job from another partner directly without any manual involvement. And this helps to reduce the manual work for every specific rental job tremendously. This is how it looks for a customer perspective. You see the digital twin. This is realized on evan.network. Using the template, you can access this via web interface or via mobile. You have also the possibility to integrate this in your existing systems. We have an API service and so-called smart agents, which dynamically integrates the digital twin in your existing systems. And here are, this is in German, sorry for that. Here you see all the orders, the open orders and the already done orders for this specific machine. Okay, so at the end, why we joined COBILITY, all this have nothing to do with logistics or is very, very few logistics part in. I think in the logistics sector, there is a lot of potential for similar use cases for matchmaking, capacity management, tracking, order tracking, and we have a lot of cases where much of paperwork is involved today. And we think that it totally makes sense to go into the logistics sector, and we are very happy to get in contact with Frank and Nick to join this initiative and founded this initiative and have our kickoff tomorrow. Okay, many thanks.